on YouTube? Back at you again with another video. JC Cowboys Network, you already know what it is. I'm gonna start off by getting a monkey out the room. We all know that Dallas Cowboys are not trading at the trade deadline. We have not been doing it for a very, very long time. It's been years and years and years. He talked it up. He was on 105.3 The Fan. A lot of interviews talking about we've been looking at people, but I had a feeling that Dallas, they just don't make these moves. DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks, all those guys, they probably overpriced, and we know that Dallas, they just want to stay cheap, and that's just how they just do business now. And Jerry Jones, he'll get on there and make it seem like we're going to make a big deal, that we were looking, he's getting older and all that stuff he want to wash us up with, but we knew that was not the case. My thing is, I want Dallas to go out there and take that next step, but it seems like that's just not what they want to do. But we got guys like James Washington coming back. We did pick up Jonathan Hankins, and he had a solid game this past game, but we need more from him. But as far as James Washington, he has to stay healthy. So we should not get comfortable with the way Dallas moved at this trade deadline. They've been doing it for a while, and it is what it is. But with that being said, the Cowboys win 49-29 in a high-scoring game against the Chicago Bears. And Dak Prescott went out there and really did his thing. This is a player that was 21 for 27 for 250 yards. And he had 3 total touchdowns, and he had 1 interception. He was 9 for 11 on third downs, and that is perfect. That is exactly what you need from your quarterback. In the previous 6 games, we were terrible at third downs. So it is very, very important that for us to go 9-11 in a game, that is fireworks, and that's exactly what we need from our quarterback. As far as that interception that he had, CeeDee Lamb is going to have to be a little bit more sharper when it's route running, because if you're running routes and you're winding in your routes and you're taking your time and Dak is zipping the ball, the safeties are already playing cover 2, like I told y'all in my previous video. So if they're playing cover 2 and you're winding in your routes, Dak is zipping the ball, they're going to come up and make a play. We had the ball with 40 seconds left in the second quarter. So we know that Dak loves to zip the ball. So if he's zipping it, CeeDee Lamb is going to have to go at least contest it, bat it down, do something. We can't have plays happening like that, because all it takes is just one possession to change the game. But I'm proud of Dak Prescott. I'm proud of what he did. He went out there and balled out. He didn't try to do too much. Ran the ball a little bit. He had a quarterback sneak that went for 25 yards. I was a little nervous because I wanted him to just get out of bounds, because you don't want your quarterback getting hit like that. But overall, Dak Prescott did a good job, especially for his 3rd game of the season. Now let's move on to Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard went out there and was dynamite. Straight up dynamite. When you have a running back that's rushing for 131 yards on 14 carries, you're catching the ball, you're doing all types of stuff. This man is a game changer. But we have to simmer down on the start him over Zeke talk. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Zeke is that guy that is that thunder, and Tony Pollard is that lightning. You want to keep that formula because we're going to need it when games really matter. I'm so proud to see what Tony Pollard did for us, though, because there's been multiple times where he's filled in for Zeke and he has went crazy. But you don't know if he could be able to tote the rock more than 20 times, but just keep doing what you're doing with it. We see players making all these flash plays, but sometimes their role is what's best for them. And this situation reminds me of Felix Jones. When Felix Jones came in and he started balling out, and then people wanted him to be the starter. So he was the starter, and he didn't really do as good as when he was playing that scat back role. So just let him stay in that role. Let Zeke do his thing, get healthy, and we're going to be good. I'm so proud of him, though, because with this zone blocking scheme that we have and his slashing capabilities, it's perfect for our offensive line, and he can be able to be a walking 50-yard touchdown on any given play. So it's good, but keep him where he belongs, which is that scat back role, but you want him touching the ball at least 12 to 15 times. That's fine. Let him touch the ball 12 to 15 times. If Kellen Moore has to put them both on the field at the same time, just do it. But you have to feed the both of them. Now let's get to the tight end position. All 3 of these guys had some type of impact this game, totaling 90 yards receiving with a touchdown. Whether if it's making a key block, scoring a touchdown, or moving the chains on third down, these guys all made a difference on Sunday. And running out of 12 personnel could be huge in the long run for Kellen Moore. Wide receivers did pretty solid. CeeDee Lamb did have a solid game. He had 5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. By Dak Prescott getting back in there, he will have his opportunities, but he's going to have to catch the ball, get open, and just make dynamic plays. Be dynamic out there, because he has the skill set to be a wide receiver number 1, but he has to catch the ball and he has to prove it. So let's start off with the defense. This defense is ferocious when it comes down to rushing the passer, but stopping the run, there are a lot of question marks there. And having the addition of Jonathan Hankins, he's a good player and he was flashing on the screen, but we still got to clean things up when it get down to that defensive tackle position. As far as the defensive ends, they have to set the edge, keep your outside shoulder free, and play with technique. And that is one of the question marks when it comes down to the Dallas Cowboys, is the technique things. You cannot get sucked in. So once these games get important, these guys got to get the technique things right. It's going to be critical. So that's a lot of things that I saw on tape. But as far as Jonathan Hankins, he's got to practice, because we're not going to lean on this player too much. So he'll be healthy. He'll be able to have a lot of energy out there and he can make explosive plays. But we're going to need him. So it's going to be good, but we'll see how that all plays out. So now let me move on to Micah Parsons. This man is truly a freak of nature. It is truly amazing to see this man week in and week out. What this player has done for this organization is something generational. And it seems like a lot of players are truly feeding off of this guy. Whether if it be rushing the passer, whether if it be on the field, off the field, in coverage, everything. I mean, this guy is truly everywhere on this team, and I am so proud to have this guy. It makes it so much better for everybody on the defense, and I am just so excited just to see what else this player got to offer on this team, man. And it's just the beginning for Micah Parsons. So big ups to him. He gets the flowers just like almost every week when it comes down to this guy. So we'll see how he plays out, man. But I'm proud of his start and what he got going for this team. This was a game where we saw a lot of Mukuamu, Damone Clark, and Deron Bland. It is good to see these players stepping up being so young. It is a good start for these group of guys, so they have to focus, learn, and show out when their number is called. This is a great week for us to be able to have this bye, so these guys can get healthy and these guys can stay focused. We got a lot of games coming up. We got the Green Bay Packers. We got clashes in the division. So these guys got to get it going. But I am so proud to see what Dak Prescott has accomplished so far coming from his injury, because a lot of people were saying that he wasn't going to step up, but I believe in Dak. So glad to see him come through. Guys like Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn, this bye week, they can at least start implementing some new things, new wrinkles, because these guys in the NFL, they scheme against you. So we want to be able to counter on this type of stuff, because these are important games that's coming up. It's going to be crucial. But I'm proud of them. The offensive line, Tyler Smith, they've been doing a good job. So we don't know what the future might hold when it comes down to Tyron Smith, but I guess within the next 3-4 weeks, he should be coming back and we'll see how it all plays out. But we always got to remember that we have to play our best 5 guys when it comes down to the offensive line. So guys like Tyler Smith might end up going back to guard. So we'll see how it plays out on this last ending stretch of the season. Proud of these guys, but we got a lot of work to do, Cowboys Nation, because we got to take that next step to get that 6th Lombardi trophy. All right. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe so y'all can come vibe. You already know what it is. Gone.